What's going on YouTube? In this video, I'm going to be talking about how you can get more bookings on Turo, ways to get your cars or fleet to stand out, and how to stay ahead of the game when Turo's in a drought or if we hit another lockdown. Now, on to the intro. Welcome to Supreme Vision and Solutions. I'm Soul Supreme, entrepreneur and writer. On this channel, I give tutorials on life hacks, how to start a business, how to maintain a business, and how to stay motivated while being an entrepreneur. This video is part 6 in my how-to in starting your Turo business installment. And in this video, I'm going to get into how you can get more bookings on Turo and tips on how to make your car stand out. Also, what to do if there's a drought or another lockdown. So as always, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to my channel so you can get notified each time I upload a video. Let's get into it. I've had a lot of my students come and ask me what can they do to get more bookings on Turo. They would have an awesome start when they first signed up for Turo, and it seemed like the profits were rolling in. Only 6 to 7 months down the line, they realized that they weren't getting as many bookings and they were stuck with a fleet of cars and no one to pay for them. So the answer is simple. Become more attractive. Now, when you're looking for potential renters, you don't want to say, pick me, pick me, pick me. You want the renter to feel like they must rent your car, like it's no other option or other car that will best suit them than the car that you have, and they've got to have it. You want them to see themselves driving in your car when they're looking through the photos and they want to book. First off, you want your car to be clean, both on the inside and the out. So this may seem like it's a small detail, but when it comes to your business, the small details you pay attention to now will allow you to stand out from the rest and will set you apart. So since it's a requirement that you take photos in the inside or the outside of your car anyway for Turo, why not just glamour the photos up? Since you can't add any filters, that's perfectly fine. You just want to book the renters organically, and you want renters who will rent the car and not wreck it, okay? So add the extra wax shine to your car when you wash it. Make sure even the rims and tires are sparkling. When it comes to the car's interior, you want to make sure you get each and every corner. Consumers are super picky and can see every minute detail, believe it or not, when they're spending their money, and they will find any reason not to book with you. So pay attention to the small details when it comes to the cleaning of the inside and outside of the car. You can add a tree freshener to the rearview mirror, giving them the impression that not only is the car clean, but it also smells amazing too. Everyone sees those trees and associates it with the fresh scent of a clean car and will automatically think, hey, I bet that car smells amazing. You can also add some peppermints in your cup holders if you have them, and some bottle of waters. And since we're still in a pandemic, why not throw in some travel-sized bottles of hand sanitizer, some disposable masks? It's the small details that matter. You don't want just anyone renting your car. You want to attract a renter who sees the level and scale of professionalism you're on, and they want to match it, and that makes them want to book with you. Okay, so next, you want to have some amazing photos. Find a place where the views are just breathtaking. If possible, find some views of the water, some mountains, some open plains, and even some skyscraper tall city buildings. You don't have to be a professional photographer to take professional photos. All you need is the right background and the natural light to hit your car just right. If you can't get to a place with an amazing view, you just make your own. It's that simple. You can go to Party City or Walmart, Kmart, find a backdrop of your liking, and get to snapping some photos. Remember to just take your time. There is no rush. You want to take enough photos for you to go through them, crop them, and edit if necessary, and retake some if needed. This will also build confidence within yourself, and instead of outsourcing your money to pay someone else to do it, you can just learn a new skill and do it yourself. Make the renter feel the need for your car. Don't forget. Now you've got some amazing photos and some amazing views to match your car. Now, how can we up the ante a little bit? Well, first, let's take a look at the price of the listing that you have for your car. Is your car listing price reasonable, or are you just trying to make a quick buck? Renters and consumers can sense when you're being disingenuous, believe it or not. So just make sure your prices are realistic and reasonable. Set them to a price point where you are still making a profit, but is realistic for the type of car you have. A lot of my students have leases on tons of fancy luxury model foreign cars, only to be stuck with them and an extremely high car note with no bookings. So most people really don't want to rent a Ferrari year round, and if they do, they won't be able to afford like a $200 or $300 a day renter's fee. So get a basic, simple, yet clean car that will make you money regardless of the time of year. A Jeep Cherokee, a Ford Fusion, Acura TLX, Honda Coupe, small SUVs like a Honda CR-V or a Subaru Forester. If you want to get a little luxurious, go for a small body type like a Mercedes A-Class. Still luxury, but a less expensive version. You can set your prices at a reasonable price and still turn a profit without turning away potential renters because your asking price is just simply too high. Most of the luxury cars seem to be doing it good at first, but realistically, they weren't making the host any money. Less expensive cars book more often, and the maintenance on them is a lot cheaper than the luxury model cars. So for example, if you have a Chevy Equinox, the oil change on that is around 50 or 60 bucks. If you take it to the dealership, that's about 75 bucks. If you have a BMW 2 Series, that's a $200 oil change. So just look at that price jump. These are basic maintenance requirements that you need to have done in your car to keep it running for a decent amount of time. Now, the more luxurious models like the Ferrari, BMW Alfa Romeo, Maserati, the repairs, upkeep, and payments are a lot more expensive than your average car. So you got to ask yourself, is it really worth it? And again, most people aren't looking to rent foreign model cars on a day-to-day regular basis. You also want to consider the mileage you're adding to these types of cars as well. The foreign or the luxury brand cars lose value when you add more miles to them. So if you've purchased a brand new, never driven Corvette, then rent it and add miles to it, the value of that Corvette actually goes down and the car won't even be drivable anymore. You don't add thousands of miles to a Maserati Ghibli or Rolls-Royce Dawn. Those are meant to be driven occasionally, and those people who can actually afford the type of cars, they own them, so they don't rent them. So just let's keep it simple. Now, I know a lot of people have ventured out since the beginning of the pandemic because they realized, hey, this job isn't as dependable as I thought it was. Everything shut down, like literally the entire world just stopped. And people realized they didn't have enough money that they thought they had, and they needed more money coming in on a regular basis. They started to realize they needed another income, and they didn't want to depend on a job or someone else to give it to them. There was a need to become a business owner and entrepreneur, and a need to generate income on their own. So most people, if you were like me, you started to learn new skills and trades. You had to venture out more and more, and then there was this big boom on Turo. So the rush came in on Turo, and people had all of these ideas to get these luxury fleet of cars and had no body to book them, basically. So then they began to panic, and they had all of these cars that they needed bookings for or renters for to book because they had car notes to pay and they did not want to fail in their business. Another great idea is starting a cleaning service. People became extra OCD during lockdown and want to make sure that their homes are clean. There will be people still out here who need a reliable cleaning service. So don't let anyone try to discourage you and tell you differently, especially large corporations with extra large buildings that will be labeled as essential. Some of their regular janitors might not be labeled as essential, or they won't feel safe coming out in the pandemic, so they need someone to still disinfect their places of business or their homes. They want someone who they know can eliminate the germs and bacteria. Just perform a little research, do trial and error with cleaning your own property, and you gain that experience and knowledge, and then you can apply it. You start a cleaning company that specializes in cleaning for COVID and the variants. You start a small cleaning business. After a while, you find a couple of employees who you can hire to clean, and they can drive the cars from your fleet. That way you knock down two birds with one stone. An employee with a company car will love to drive it. Most people love that. Instead of using their own car, they get a company car. Again, you create a contract. All they have to do is just pay for gas, and they only use it during their working hours, so they won't run the miles up on the car. You get trackers, you install them. That way you can see if they're driving them during business hours or after working hours. And don't worry about them running off with it. You have the starter kill. So what does that do? That prevents them from just getting in the car and going, okay? It's another great idea. Start a small cleaning service. So we've gone over a lot today. I know it's a lot of info and it's a lot to unpack. So just take some time, rewatch the video, do a little bit of research, and just get started on your backup plans now. You'll be prepared and already ready, okay? Even if there's another lockdown, or there is one, you still have other businesses that are running for you. You know, anytime there's downtime on Turo, these businesses will still be making the money to pay for your fleet. So as always, I appreciate you for sticking it out with me through the entire video. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel so you can be notified the next time I upload a new video, and I'll see you next time.